Imagine if you have a Kubernetes cluster, well, not just one cluster, a bunch of clusters, and inside each one of them you have a bunch of pods. And each of these pods requires resources, such as secrets, config maps, services, and to manage all of that, one of the most common approaches is using, for example, a terminal. A terminal is a tool that really can be very tedious on a daily basis for software developers and DevOps. So, in order to make you more productive, you can use a dashboard to manage your clusters. And I don't know another dashboard that can be better than Lens. Lens is such a powerful tool, but let's see what's Lens. Lens is an integrated development environment that allows users to connect and manage multiple Kubernetes clusters. Lens is effective, open source, and a great tool that simplifies working with Kubernetes. In this lesson, I'm going to show you guys Lens working all together with the Docker Desktop. But bear in mind that Docker Desktop is not necessary, okay? I'm just using Docker Desktop because I'm creating a Kubernetes cluster environment in a local machine. But if you have, for example, your Kubernetes cluster hosted in Azure or other cloud provider, you just have to install Lens and connect to these clusters, okay? Okay, right now I'm using Lens, okay? And I already have Lens installed on my local machine, but I'm going to let available in the comment section below the download link for Lens, all right? So it's a very good looking and intuitive tool. I'm going to click on clusters. All right, I already have enlisted right here a cluster named Docker Desktop, and Docker Desktop installed this Kubernetes cluster for me locally. Okay, but if you have your applications hosted in Azure, AKS cluster, for example, you can have all the clusters that you need enlisted right here. Okay, I have just one because Docker Desktop created just one for me. All right. But if I have application hosted in a Kubernetes cluster in AKS, so I will have the connection right here. All right, let's click in here. And in this option right here, cluster, you can have a great overview of metrics regarding your cluster. For example, memory, CPU, all right? And right here in nodes, you can check all the nodes that your cluster have. All right, when you click on the node, you can check information regarding CPU, memory, operating system, and other information regarding the node. Okay, so let's check right now this section, workloads section. It's a quite important and interesting section. Okay, let's click on overview. You can have an overview of your pods, deployments, daemon sets, all right, and the events that has been occurred on your cluster. So let's check this option, pods, and you can check all the pods that your namespace have. You can check all your namespace if you want to, but you can also select the specific namespace that you want to work with. All right, so let's click on pod right here. You have a lot of information regarding the pod, CPU, memory, network. All right, if the pod is healthy, the parts it's using, okay, secrets that it's being used. So a lot of information regarding the pod, and also logs. You can check the logs of the pod. You can connect directly to the pod, like in a shell section, and you can delete the pod easily. Okay, so let's check the deployments option. The deployments option is quite important and interesting because you can check if all the pods is running. Okay, you have 3 pods running, 3 replicas, the age of the deployment, the conditions of the deployment, and also if you want to scale down or up your pods, you can click in this option right here, for example, and I'm going to scale up for 5 pods. All right, simple as that. Okay, so I'm gonna have 5 Nginx pods, okay, working in this namespace. All right, my cluster. Okay, so let's go back to deployments. And if you want to delete the deployment and also the pods attached to it, I just have to click on delete. Or if I want to restart my pods, I just click right here, okay, to restart it. It's quite interesting and important section, this workload section. Okay, so right here I will have a daemon set if I had one, stateful sets, replica sets, okay, jobs, Cron jobs is a great overview of our cluster. And in its config section, we can check our config maps, all right? Inside our namespace, the specific namespace that you want to work with, and our secrets, all right? If I want to create easily a new secret, for example, on this namespace, I just have to click right here, create new secret, and create my secret. Quite easy. And if you have to create, for example, a secret using a terminal, for example, it's a very time-consuming task. Not just for creating secrets, but any resource, okay? Any Kubernetes resource. So let's check priority classes, runtime classes, AGPA. It's a very powerful section already available to us to have a benefit from. And this network section right here, we can see our services running, okay? We have our endpoints, ingresses, okay? Quite simple to see and have a good overview of this. Network policies, port forwarding, and this storage section right here, we have our persistent volumes claims, all right? And the persistent volumes that you already have, all right? All of that, remember, all of that is regarding our Kubernetes cluster, okay? So I'm using a local Kubernetes cluster, but it could also be, for example, Azure hosted Kubernetes cluster, okay? So all namespaces that I have on my cluster is available right here, okay? The events that has occurred on my cluster, okay? The Helm section is very exciting and interesting section because you can easily install the Helm chart, okay, using this section. For example, right here, I have charts, and if I want to, for example, create a Redis, for example, application, if I want to have a Redis running, I just have to search for Redis, and I also have a bunch of other options, all right? I have a bunch of other charts listed right here, but I want a Redis. It's quite simple. Let's click on install, and right here it's gonna be placed to us the Helm chart options that I want to change, and it's quite simple. I can change any parameter I want to, and then have this application up and running. Okay, I'm going to check, for example, for the number of replicas for Redis. I'm going to pick just 2 replicas. Okay, and I'm going to click on install. All right, and I'm gonna have available to me a release of this Helm chart. Okay, quite simple, and I did not type anything, I just click. All right, so I already have available the pods right here for Redis. Okay, a master, a replica. I asked for 2 replicas, so in a little while I'm gonna have 2 replicas. Okay, it's soon going to be available to us. I'm gonna go back and check later. So let's go to the release section right here under the Helm section, and right here I have a Redis release. Okay, simple as that. And if I want to delete that, if I do not need anymore the Redis, so I just click in delete, and all the pods regarding this release are going to be deleted as well. Okay. Okay, right here we have access control information, service accounts, cluster roles. Another great feature that Lens let available to us is right here on this button, new tab. All right, we click on new tab and we have 2 options, terminal session or create resource. All right, let's click on create resource, and now we have a list of templates already available to us if we want to create a new resource in our cluster. Config map, template, cron job, demo set, deployment, ingress, job. All right, let's click on, for example, job. All right, and right here we have a template of a job, and we just have to change information in a way that suits you. So basically, we have right here a template, and we are satisfied, let's say, with this template. We just have to click on create and close. All right, and a job are going to be available to us. All right, it's gonna be created. So let's click on this option, jobs, and the jobs is created. That's it. And essentially, on a daily basis, we are going to use a lot this section right here, workloads, okay? Because I'm going to have to manage your pods and change some informations, check logs. For example, if I want to check the logs of this master instance of Redis, I'm going to check right here, pod logs. All right, quite simple. If I want to connect and get inside of this pod, I can click right here in pod shell. Okay, quite simple as well. So basically, I just showed to you guys a great overview of Lens, and you can see the possibilities you have to manage your Kubernetes cluster in an easy and smooth. Okay, it can basically streamline your job. All right, avoiding having to use a terminal for everything, typing a lot of commands. Okay, so basically Lens existed for ease your life as a DevOps, as a software developer, and I really recommend that you guys check this tool because it can increase your productivity. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you guys like this video, and if you like this video, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and I'm going to let you available in the comment section below, as I already said, the link for download Lens. Okay, I'm going to produce a lot of new content on this channel that can make your life easier and more productive on a daily basis. Okay, see you guys in the next video.